What is up, everyone? NightFury here from Tales of the Tome, going right back into Pokemon Academy Life Forever, Week 9. We just got finished doing Brendan's rank-up scene, which a lot of people have been waiting for actual years for him to get a scene. Still joining me is my wife, Bright Fury.
Hey everyone, Bright Fury here. It's good to be back.
Alright, now, we are apparently walking back to the dorm on the Monday night. It is about to become June, I guess. Oh yeah, I did this part in a previous video. It's basically just Wally being like, "Oh, I found a thing, and it's probably this thing that no one knows about, and I'm so smart about it." But it's actually like, we all know it's Tia. And Wally's like, "You know something, don't you?" And I'm like, maybe, And he's like, well, if you're not telling me, then you've probably got a good reason not to tell me. Yes, I do know something. Anyway. Talk to you later, Wally. Yeah, floating whiffs. Give me your thing. Finally! We've been waiting for ages! What did I miss? What? Did you forget about game night? I'll be honest, after that one time we played Pokemon Mystery Dungeons and Dragons as a dorm, then never played it again, I kinda figured game night was cancelled. Nah, we just had some scheduling issues. Every group has them. Only quitters let something small like having to cancel the game 4 times in a row derail a good campaign. I would know. That's determination. And then there's whatever Blue's got.
Denial.
If you two are done yapping, I'd like to get started. Today's session is going to be pretty different. Since everyone's talking about contests and junk, I figured I should put up a contest in the campaign. For historical accuracy, of course. Apparently, the ancient Hoonians have been doing it for centuries. Guess that's why their best battler is some male model who whipped out after like 2 weeks.
Sorry, you said you're going to DM a contest?
Yeah, what about it? You've been just going on and on and on about them, so I thought I don't know, put one in the campaign. I'm trying to pretend to be interested in whatever stuff you're interested in.
Thanks. Thank you, Blue.
Whatever. It's not like I did it because I like you or anything. Baka.
What?
Hiccup, are you gonna just join us? Are you gonna join us again? Sure, why not? Alright, let's just sit around the table here. So, you probably want some kind of narrative justification for this or something.
How about our spaceship crash landed on a planet where they only communicate through the medium of contests?
This is fantasy, not sci-fi.
It can be both.
No, it actually can't. Did you just agree with me? I'm not going to disagree with you if you're objectively right. Bizarro World to Ethan, beaming in for pickup. You've gone off the path. Well, whatever. Alright, I've got a story for this now. Basically, you're making it out of the basement of the giant monstrous beast. The townspeople think that you're the one who unleashed the wild monsters on the town. In order to prove your innocence, you need to, show off your Pokemon skills in a contest or something.
That's basically just my spaceship crash landed idea, but with peasants instead of aliens.
Whatever, princess. I didn't even mean to, and I sounded like the, well, excuse me, princess. This is weird enough for me, so stop getting on my ass about this. The peasants are pretty much only familiar with normal grass and bug types.
Ew, bug types again?
They're Cantonian peasants, so they'll want to see more Pokemon from Kanto. Like Shockjaw? Nah, your rat's Univin. No one in Pallet would even have any idea what it even is. Pallet Town is sheltered, not brain dead. Shockjaw's clearly still a Pikachu. Finally, the peasants will be very impressed by Pokemon that are clever looking, or tough. Brains and brawn, it's the only way to get through to them.
You're basing this off Kobukon contest rules.
So what? They're the only ones I know.
You didn't know any contest rules a couple weeks ago.
No, I didn't. That's not... You're stupid. Let's just get started. I'm not giving big tutorial this time. Just figure it out as you go.
Hold on. There's something everyone should know before we begin.
Yeah?
At the end of round 5, however many points you earned will be doubled. At the end of round 10, the points you earned in that round will be tripled. That's the best time to try and go for a big combo.
There's something about stab moves here as well, isn't there?
Oh, yes there is. But if you use a stab move, you get energy, which...
We can figure it out as we go. Do we want to sit around here tutorializing forever, or do we want to get into it? Jeez, pushy. Look, if you need a refresher on how contests work, just click the contest help button at the bottom of the screen. What? There's nothing like that here. Well, not yet. Whatever. Let's just get this over with. Alright. The peasants are revolting and they're not happy either. Words and weapons won't work here. Only a stylish and cool Pokemon contest performance can possibly soothe their aggravated hearts. And they're all bald mountain men. Apparently missing arms? They look like they're missing arms.
Is that a glitch?
Maybe. It may be. But we'll give the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Let's see what the judges will want to be seeing today. Great, the judges are ready, and the crowd's raring to go. Let's see the performances. Performers. Clever, tough, cool. Okay, so I'm guessing... How does this make sense here?
It looks like something out of Dance Dance Revolution.
Right, but it's like the types, but they're... How is it that they're better than each other? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, yes, Optimus. As I knew I would need a tough Pokemon. From Kanto, because he is. She. In second, it's Yellow performing with Rat Attack. Can the first seed be taken down? In the third seed, it's Ethan performing with Larvesta. Beware the quiet ones. What trick is he hiding? In the fourth seed, it's Leaf performing with Ivysaur. Quite a ways to climb, quite a bit to gain. In the final seed, it's Blue performing with Pidgeotto. There's no doubt that this performance is something to prove. Let's give him that chance, shall we?
You slipped into Wilford Warf's.
I know, it's quite entertaining, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very much so.
The performers are all ready. The lights are cued. The audience is on the edge of their seats. So without any further ado, let's start the music. What will you do in the following round? I will perform... Wait, hint. You can switch without penalty before... Okay, I wasn't done reading that. Anyway, I will perform... with... Karate Chop. The performers are ready to rock. Let's see the performances begin. Gritting his teeth and flexing at the crowd, Hiccup performs as Optimus uses Karate Chop, demonstrating its supreme physical prowess. That's a very strong start to the round, ladies and gentlemen. Hiccup's performance will be a tough act to follow. Sweet. The judges seem impressed. Masterfully executing participated performance. A practiced performance. Yellow performs as Rat-a-tat uses pursuit, crafting an illusion to dazzle and confuse. With an effortless and stylish flair, Ethan performs as Larvesta uses flame charge, setting the stage ablaze with a fiery spectacle. What a flashy performance! I'd wager Ethan will definitely be going to the first seed of the next round. Okay. With an effortless and stylish flair, Leaf performs as Ivysaur uses Vine Whip, slicing through the air with sharp-edged foliage. Was Leaf hiding up their sleeve? Nothing, because she doesn't wear sleeves. If they're trying to grab the 5th seed of the next round, they've just done it. With an effortless and stylish flair, Blue uses Pidgeotto's Twister, dominating the stage with a fiery draconic display. Oh, listen to that crowd. It sounds like they like seeing Hiccup's Mankey. The rankings for this round, folks. Let's see what the placings are. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Marvelous, marvelous. 2 rounds await. Let the excitement continue. So Ethan and I both won a point. Remarkable finale, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of round 10, we triple the contestants' points. Will this make a difference? The rankings are in for this round, folks. Let's see what the placings are. Booyah! That's a wrap, everyone. The appeals are over. Nothing's left but the crying now. The best part. The judges are deliberating. Oh, will it be Ethan? Will it be Red? It certainly won't be Leaf, let me tell you.
Hey!
God, they're seriously debating. While we're waiting on them to reach a decision, let's check in with the audience. Points will be rewarded based on how much Coordinator's Pokémon resonated with the audience. Let's find out! Oh, cool. Popular opinion isn't everything, but it sure helps. Let's reveal the results of the rounds, now starting from round 0, the seeding round. The coordinators and the Pokemon were evaluated on their physical condition. Okay. Oh, not bad. First impressions can be deceiving. Did anyone expect this outcome from the seeding? Let's see if the performance rounds matched the seeding. It's time for the final countdown. Did I win? Oh, no. Oh, jeez, this is close. Oh my gosh, I think I won. And that's everything, ladies and gentlemen. As always, the coordinator or coordinators with the most points is the winner, and that means the winner can only be...
Drum roll.
It's... Here it comes, folks. We are all astounded by the results. I certainly am. Are my feet coming through my shoes?
Yeah.
I think there needs to be an adjustment to that. Hiccup's the winner! Hooray! His shoes are broken! Hooray!
Let's go get new shoes.
Cool. Hey, I won! That's not bad for my first, contest-like experience.
Well, keep that in mind. Keep in mind that actual contests involve a lot more actual moving and performing. It's good to get the theory down in something like this, but only actual practice can make you better. Still, this was really fun. Thank you, Blue.
Your coordinator knowledge went up by 10.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you had fun. I didn't like it. Next Monday, we're going back to battling. But you should probably listen to Leaf, Yellow. She doesn't say much smart stuff, so it's a waste to ignore it when she does.
Next time we battle, fancy rock or not, I'm turning him into a pancake. Mark my words.
Yeah. I should text someone before bed. Who should I text? Definitely not this guy. How's about... we're close, so we could probably get another rank up scene with Serena if I do. Want to text Serena? Yes, I do. Just thought I'd text. How are you doing?
What a splendid surprise. To what do I owe this pleasure?
You know, I have to admit, when I've been doing Serena's voice, I've been trying to do your voice that you gave her.
Aw.
So it fits.
Thanks.
You spend time texting Serena before drifting off to sleep. Bonus to charm. For some reason. Anyways. Good morning, class. Today I'd like to elaborate somewhat on the interaction of moves and abilities. There are some abilities that are known to be biologically necessary for the Pokémon in question. As such, these abilities can be considered a mandatory part of the Pokémon, as opposed to merely an additional feature. Let me just check something really quick. How long have I been? Okay, half an hour. We're good. I'm getting some blank looks. Let me see if I can simplify this. An ability like Static is fairly a common one. It's an ability multiple species can hold and is not particularly complicated. If a Pokémon with Static is hit by a contact move, there is a chance the foe becomes paralyzed, immunities notwithstanding. One can easily imagine how this might be turned off. Simply put, if a foe makes contact with a Pokémon without Static, there is no chance of paralysis. Barring Synchronize, Effect Spore, or anything of that nature, but let's ignore those conditionals for now. However, there are some abilities that are such an inherent part of the Pokémon that they simply cannot be affected or ignored through the effects of moves like Gastro Acid, or abilities like Mold Breaker, not Gastro Ass. These abilities are often referred to as unignorable abilities. Many of them are tied to the ability to change forms. Zero to Hero, the signature ability of Palafin and Hercules, and Shields Down, the signature ability of Minior, are examples you may have heard of. Aegislash, Dondozo, and Eskew. Eskew? Is that how that's pronounced?
That sounds right.
Are also amongst this number. I'm sure you can find a full and comprehensive list in the library. There is much overlap between these abilities and abilities that cannot be copied onto another Pokémon, or abilities that cannot be replaced. In truth, there's not much one can do except memorize these lists, though, as stated previously, a good rule of thumb is that if it is a signature ability or a form-changing ability, it is likely one cannot affect it. In scenarios where taking away an opponent's tool is not necessarily an option, simply hit them with your own. You may find that Hyper Beam is an extremely effective ability suppressing move. Professor Oak waxes philosophical on whether power or versatility is a more effective method of winning a battle. Oh, okay. Alright. What to do. What do you think?
Is there one that you haven't visited in a while?
I mean, there's plenty I haven't visited. Let's take a look. Pretty much all of them.
Oh.
Or at least half, I should say.
Do you have any water types?
No.
Oh.
I do not. Which I know is kind of the thing for the festival that's coming up.
Yeah.
But they're also looking for ghosts, so I think I'm pretty good there.
Uh-huh.
I mean, at this point, trying to level up my guys, I should focus on bugs, since that's going to be, kind of a focus, or my level will keep up with where they should be at this week.
Right.
Dude, can you believe some people still haven't memorized the type chart? Yeah, no, that's crazy. Why would they not do that? Feeling a bit better about my chances now. General studies, please. Oh, this? It's a bit of word working I've been doing. I was inspired by the line of Durant crossing the sidewalk. Yeah, they're great. I don't care. What did you say now, Bugsy? Of course, I was always drawn to bug types, but during my brief time at Kobucon, I flitted between electives like a butterfree. Guess it runs in the family then. Oh, is Bugsy and Berg related?
They must be. Yeah!
Curiosity has driven my career as much as self-expression. What can I achieve with the weakest type? How might the humble Weedle inspire high art? Answering these questions has always led me to new ones, and I'm far from through with my explorations. Berg shows off his juvenilia, including a finger-painted cascoon. Oh boy, lots of points with Clara. Classmate bonds increased. Bug type proficiency is 25. As everyone prepares to leave, the intercom system in the classroom crackles to life. Is it Drayden again? The forest? I trust that gained your attention. Good, now lend me your ears. Head to the gym right now. Yes, every single one of you. Oh,
it's the...
Yeah. 10 minutes? Not nearly enough time. I'm 10 minutes early, which makes me on time. If I were you on time, I'd be late. Head there now. Right, quick, blast it. Are we at Kobucon to dally? What? No, I will not relinquish the microphone. If there were any dawdlers, I'd make sure to... What? Okay. I am glad he is not my homeroom teacher. Who's that? Silence! I am Professor Rowan Nanakamado. Oh, Southern gentlemen. I am Professor Rowan Nanakamado. I do not expect you to waste my time, or anyone else's time, by calling me by that full nonsense. To you, I am Rowan. There's no man worth the time it takes to say his title. Now, there are 3 things I would have you know before we begin the constellation of battle. I do not seek equity in my works as an instructor. I seek excellence. I will grant special attention to those I believe have the qualities necessary to succeed. Otherwise, I will aid as my contract requires. There are many who come to Kobucon believing that merely associating the name will grant them the success they require. That is to say, I pish and tosh. A name is worth nothing. A reputation is worth nothing. People ought to be evaluated based on their merits they display in front of you. To any fools who believe they can skate by under the radar in this class, due to its lack of gradation, I warn you now that I can make this class very impactful without touching your grade book whatsoever. Money, reputation, and association are worth nothing in my eyes, nor in the eyes of any man of character like Champion Cynthia.
Whoa! Did he say Cynthia? He sure did. He brings her up all the time in homeroom. He was her homeroom teacher when she attended Kobucon. You're in this homeroom? What's it like having him as a homeroom teacher? It's a war zone. He pits us against each other for practically everything. A bunch of kids have dropped out already, actually. That's not good. The thing is, though, he's a really good teacher. If you can pay the price.
Right, that's quite enough going on about myself. As I understand it, you are in the middle of a triple battle unit. That is correct. Uneven battling style. Lots of room for creativity. Perhaps a tad too much. Even so, this is the world we live in. There is no point blathering on about how battles used to be. Battles evolve just like Pokémon. Trainers must evolve alongside their partners. International battles are getting more and more common. If Champion Cynthia didn't understand how that Galarian Gigantamaxing worked, she'd be at a disadvantage when battling that Leon boy. Let that be your first lesson. There is no excuse for not knowing something. You have phones, you have brains, and you have eyes. Between those three traits, you should be able to gather any information that may benefit you. Now, your second lesson.
His first lesson was a single sentence?
Man, a few words. Expects you to understand and memorize the lesson as soon as he says it. He's always like this in homeroom. Oh, and the shouting. He can't hear too well, so that's kind of just how he talks.
I see. I'm not sure I could fully embrace that teaching philosophy.
Not for everyone, true enough. I've got no problem with it, though. Not a big fan of how he often dismisses Leon, though. Bloke seems to think Cynthia would roll over him. Nah, for my money, it'd be the other way around. Now, your second lesson is about battlefield conduct. You. Me? Do you know what I mean by battlefield conduct? How the trainer cheats his opponent while battling. Your charm increased to 12. A thoughtful answer, but only partially correct. Dignity, students. Battlefield conduct is how one expresses their dignity. If one needs to shout at their Pokémon this ridiculous dodge it or go full power nonsense, you are sacrificing something greater than the battle. You are sacrificing your dignity. The perfect trainer could communicate with their Pokémon without even saying a word.
What?
Oh, she's like, because she can communicate with her Pokemon psychically. So she can do that. So maybe she's feeling better about herself? Oh yes, of course, because I need to say words. Now, not only does this save you the embarrassment of looking like a fool, it is also tactically sound. Your opponent can hardly react to your moves if you aren't... Southern gentlemen. Your opponent can't hardly react to your moves if you aren't screaming them at the top of your lungs across the battlefield, can they? I had the misfortune of missing the last quarter clash round, but I was told that there was one trainer who lost simply because she could not communicate with her Pokemon without yelling her commands, like some sort of adolescent.
Oh no.
If you look at the performances of various champions, you will find most of them are all but silent in their battles. Except that Leon boy. But that may be due to the Galarian League's expectation of showmanship and not a personal failing. No matter, to summarize your second lesson, If you cannot already communicate with your Pokémon without letting your opponent know what you're doing, you must learn to do so. There are many different options for ways you could do such a thing. Code words, hand signs, telepathy for those whom it is an option, perhaps even music. Do not make the excuse such things are too difficult to learn. Even at my age, I have begun to pick up a sign dialect. Anything would be better than that childish shouting, deplorably undignified.
Non-vocal battling is a really advanced skill, though.
I guess he expects us all to be Cynthia. There is one more thing a trainer can do to sacrifice their dignity. Forfeiting a match is an affront to the very core of being a Pokemon trainer. You indignify your Pokemon, yourself, your opponent, and our very Pokemon world by running away from a trainer battle. I hope I never see any of you attempt such a thing. If I do, rest assured that it is the last mistake you will ever make at Kobukon. As long as both trainers have one Pokemon left standing, the match has not ended, and there is not a single excuse to forfeit battle before both trainers have given everything with their power to defeat the other. If it were up to me, forfeiting a Pokemon match would come with a very heavy prison sentence. But non-trainers with Pokemon may be unfairly punished by that rule. We can't expect them to understand the great dignity that being a Pokemon trainer comes with. I, however, can and do expect it out of each and every one of you. Dignity is your key word, and if it isn't now, it very well ought to be. Well, what are y'all lollygagging about for? I've given the blasted lecture, stop battling. Rowan, I need to assign the partners first. They are so incapable they cannot find their own partners. You're up. Hi! Rowan's pretty intense, huh?
Seriously intense. I feel kinda dizzy, to be honest. I can't imagine what homeroom with him is like.
Let me just change some things
I
out
get
real
nightmares
quick.
just thinking about it.
I need to... Let's see. Okay, I'm going to switch up for that. Probably pretty different from Professor Oak's, but he taught Cynthia, so it must work for some people.
I guess.
Guess we should battle now.
No running away.
Because we literally can't. There is a mechanic that does not allow us to run away from a Pokemon or a trainer battle.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, boo. Good job. It's frustrating to lose, but I know I did my best at least. Hopefully Professor Rowan was watching.
He was.
Yay!
Do not let my walrus mustache fool you.
Oh, what are your thoughts?
You're the Birch Girl. Sapphire, yes?
Oh, that's embarrassing. No, Sapphire's my middle name. I'm May.
May Sapphire Birch?
Interesting.
Kind of a mouthful. You want committing to your choices. In every move you make, you leave yourself an out. That can be useful in battle occasionally, but only if you capitalize on it.
Oh, well, I'm really more of a coordinator.
Are you? Okay, cool. As students trail from the gym class into the cafeteria, you notice many of them seem exhausted from the gym class far more than usual.
Battling always takes a lot out of my Pokemon, and even me, but it's different under Professor Rowan somehow.
Okay, I knew that Sonia was getting new assets because she was one of those characters. But I've got to point something out here. Okay, so I know this is a poor comparison because she's standing next to someone who's actually a model, but look at the thickness of those thighs right there. And, like, the waistline and the shoulders, like, kind of all of it feels very... The only thing I can think of to describe it is, you know the Amazons from Futurama? Kind of like that. She looks like a very imposing sort of woman at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just I feel out of character for her.
Right, yeah.
And, like, with that, because, like, it makes the shoulders look bigger. I don't know. Maybe if you compare her to other women that are around her, it might look different.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that it's a lot less noticeable when she's wearing her casual clothes with the brown jacket.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. It just, she feels hefty? Is that the right word?
I wouldn't know.
Okay, well, she looks a bit built for a woman of her type. I've got her, by the way. Scottish? That's just the way he is. He pushes his students harder and harder and even harder. Sure, I'll listen in because I'm ranked up with Sonia. Last year, I was in his class. She mentioned that she had a nervous breakdown last year. I'm sure being in Rowan's class didn't help. Your understanding of and sympathy for Sonia increased. All I can say is I'm really rather thankful that I was placed in Professor Cherry's class this year.
Is Rowan worth it?
What? Are you considering a transfer?
Didn't know that was a thing I could do. But not really, Sunny. Working that hard, not up my alley. I'm just interested in your thoughts.
Oh, well, there's no doubt that he's a fantastic trainer, an incredibly intelligent man, and the strongest woman in the world. I don't know, given your physique now, you could give her a run for the money. But is he worth it? That's a tricky question. He's a bit like McGran, very severe, but he's got a step further. Well, there's no beating around the bush. The man can be mean.
Picked up on that.
A lot of people thrive when challenged, and a lot of people need to be pushed down to spring back up. Some people's karma rewards them if they're in a hard time. People like Lee and Raihan, they could flourish under him, jumping back up. Springs, or like Cynthia, of course. But people like me, Ness, I wasn't a spring, I was a paper crane, and I just crumpled.
Could I do it?
Ness, you can do anything you set your mind to.
Sunny, could I do it?
Well, it'd be a very uphill battle, so...
Sunny, could I do it?
No, Ness, he'd sense your attitude, zero in on you, and keep smashing himself against you until you're just rubble.
Don't think you have any proper reason to beat yourself up over it then. After all, if I couldn't do it then...
Aye, ladies, you two coming to the table? Sabrina and Rosa are talking about Leon. Thought you might want to be part of that.
I wouldn't mind talking about something other than Leon once in a while. We're not in Galar anymore.
See where you're coming from, but it's a bit of a cultural outreach, you know. More fans Leon's got in the colonies, the bigger and better Galar gets.
The colonies? I have no idea how you ended up being cancelled for so long. I get more...
Avoided.
Sorry. I have no idea how you've avoided being cancelled for so long. I get more hate for being hot and quiet.
That'd be you, Ness, pulling on my ear before I post something daft.
True. I don't know what you'd do without me, honestly.
Whatever it is, it wouldn't be nearly as fun.
Yeah, I'm a regular life of the party.
Cool. Alrighty tighty then. Let's see what we got. Serena's level 4 is available. Cool. I think I'll go hang out with Sabrina for a little while. What was it, the famous table? That's right.
Yep.
I will do that and go to the famous table. I'll just join in. Get points with everybody. Yeah, no, hang on a sec. That's a good, Look at this. I know, like, hang on. How do I... Ah, there we go. Okay, yeah, compared to, like, literally every other female around her, she's just bigger. And I don't mean, like, you know, because of the chest area, but, like, everything is kind of bigger. Am I coming off as being overly critical?
I don't know. No.
I hope not. Because I don't mean to be, it's just...
Just an observation.
It looks, like I said, out of character.
Right.
Anyway. I'll go to poison, I guess. Look like you could use some coffee. I'm good, man, thanks. I mean, I don't actually have any on me. A shinobi must be versatile, adaptable, a ring of 10,000 keys fitted to every sort of a rock. And yet, there is one move that belongs on every poison team. I speak, as you surely have imagined, of Toxic! This move was created by Tsukasada, 9th head of the Koga clan, my daughter and I are his living heirs. At the time, the war, real war, in which men lived and died by the sword, raged across the country. Nearly unthinkable today, I am sure. The shinobi needed a weapon which slew faster than other poisons, on which compounds in effects every turn, as so Toxic was created. The longer an enemy poisoned by Toxic fight, the more health they lose each step. Eventually, the enemy is more forced to retreat or die, or faint. Because we do not believe in killing Pokémon. I don't know why I said it like that. An insidious technique, is it not? By driving foes from the battlefield, it allays their best plans to waste, and forces lapses of judgment, opportunities for a ninja to strike. Koga swears he hasn't killed anyone with Toxic, but the class is hardly relieved when he has yet. Points poison proficiency is 6. Cool. I guess I must have somehow gained a point in poison somewhere. And what are you gonna blather on about this time, Oak? Seems everyone's still talking quite excitedly about that upcoming contest. Perhaps I can deliver a quick lecture on contest strategies then before we go into preparations for Thursday's quiz. As I'm sure you've noticed, every Pokémon performs better in certain categories of contests, based on what the audience wants to see. Additionally, moves may have greater or lesser effects when used to enhance the effect of a coordinator's routine based on what the judges want to see. These categories are the same, I believe. The common criteria are toughness, coolness, cuteness, beauty, and cleverness. Not beautiness, that's not a word. It irks me to no end that beauty is the only word that does not end in ness, but I suppose that's a frustration I'll just have to deal with.
Actually, that's a good point. Why did they do that? Dom, do you know? I don't actually know much about contests or their history. Just how to win them.
In any case, these categories could be considered contest types. Now, I imagine any of you with a passing interest in contests have noticed the energy evaluation that judges give to Pokemon during a contest.
Right. It's a way to tell how much fun it looks. The Pokemon's looks like the Pokemon's having.
Yeah, that's worded weirdly.
Yeah. How much effort they're putting in.
Which is a very positive sentiment, being rewarded for having fun. Pokemon that show these traits generally make stronger appeals. Further, this energy can be expended for an all-out appeal to grab attention, a grand finale, if you will.
Most people wait until rounds 5 or 10 to do that, since you get extra points in those rounds.
Sensible and strategic. There is a concern, though. Remember that a Pokemon coordinator pair's rhythm can be thrown off. Perhaps they were shocked by a surprising move used by a fellow performer. In this case, they can instantly lose all their energy, leaving them stumbling about on stage until they recover their footing. Conserving resources until the most efficient moment to use it is definitely a sensible option, but be careful not to hoard them too much. A basket overflowing with eggs is of no use if you cannot carry it anymore. Now, I think we should go back to our regularly scheduled lecturing, unless there's any more questions. Yes, Melody?
Some people here probably don't know how to get energy in the first place. Seems kinda important.
Well, yes, I suppose so. If a Pokemon uses a move of one of its own types, it is expressing itself fully, embracing the purest and strongest energy within. From what I've seen in the research I performed last night, that usually causes the judges to bump up a Pokemon's energy rating. These would be the moves that, in battle, provide stab, same type attack bonus, or the 50% boost in power that Pokemon get when using moves of their own type. Yes, in contests and battles alike, both trainer and Pokemon thrive most when being true to themselves. I'll leave the examination of that metaphor to you and your free time. Now really, we must get back to the lessons. You students can't keep distracting me like this. I really am trying to be better. Okay. She's smiling! It's the end of the world! The apocalypse! Seems like Professor Oak's actually having fun learning about something he didn't know about before. Besides Foreveralls and Phrenergy and the Mysteriosity in the forest, and Shockjaw's special form, and blah blah blah, that time I got my foot stuck in a wheel well. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. What can I do? Right, I was gonna... Oh, wait. Is there a reason I can't do Serena? Find Serena. Next scene, someone is unavailable. But it is available. Isn't it?
Do you have to talk to somebody else first?
Maybe. The only person I could think it could possibly be would be Caleb. But where is he? I have to have rank 2, level 2 rank 2 with Serena. It can't possibly be Wally. That'd be weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the only other option in that particular group would be May, if it's not Wally.
It would help if it said who you needed to talk to before talking
Right?
to Serena.
Maybe that's a person that hasn't shown up yet?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not doing that. So yeah, I think I'll let you pick. Because I'm kind of like not really interested in most of these people. So I'll let you pick as far as like who you'd like to get to know better.
Let's do May.
Okay, I guess. Yes, I would like to find May. You're walking to the battle hall when you hear a pretty distinct sound echoing through the empty hall. Your ears prick up, as do Shockjaw's. Not sure, buddy. Sounds like somebody dropped their wallet, maybe. You could hear a wallet dropping from outside the battle hall?
I don't know.
Oh, hey, May! What you doing here?
Not much. There were a couple battles going on in here, and I thought I might watch them.
Oh, yeah? Anyone I know?
I suppose that depends on whether you know me.
Yeah, I'd say I do. Hey there, Bee. What are you doing here?
Training.
Ask a dumb question. I guess you and May battled then?
We did. In my arrogance, I expected a battle team member's victory over a coordinator club's members to be absolute and crushing. These straight to the point. I was surprised. May is an extremely competent battler. Her Heracross alone managed to present a formidable threat to my team, making usage of unexpected coverage moves. Aw, thanks! When it comes to bug taps, you often have to look at their coverage moves if you want to hit something hard. I guess it's a bit of an acquired skill. Perhaps. Now please excuse me, you two. I wish to meditate under my shower faucet for a while before heading to bed.
Okay, you do that.
I'm kind of jealous of her.
Yeah?
She knows exactly what she wants to do and just does it. I wish I could think like she does. She's really great in our fighting type elective, too. I think she's Sensei Marshall's favorite.
We all have our strengths and weaknesses. Maybe it's not as easy for her as it seems. So, hey, is there something I can help you figure out?
What do you mean?
Well, Shockjaw and I were outside. We heard a coin dropping. Not to get presumptuous, but that's usually the sound of you making a decision.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, actually, that might be helpful. The problem is, I dropped my coin in the bleachers.
Okay, Two-Face. Right. Not a problem. I can find it for you. During battle team practice, we usually sit on the bleachers to watch demonstrations Janine or Lance put on. People are dropping stuff in the cracks between them all the time. Come to think of it, no wonder I heard that coin so loudly. Probably fell right onto the metal base.
Thanks! Oh, but don't move it before you see which side it landed on.
You could flip it again, since you didn't even see how it landed the first time.
That would be cheating. What if I subconsciously saw it how it landed last time? I might be accidentally ignoring the result I secretly don't want. Reflips aren't allowed. Never.
If there's a result you don't want, does flipping the coin even matter?
It might help me figure out what the result I don't want is.
Fair enough, I guess.
Besides, that's not just any coin. It's an anniversary gift.
Of course it is. You guys are disgustingly cute.
Well, as long as cute is part of that.
Alright. Be right back with your coin. Crazy woman. You eventually manage to squeeze Shockjaw through the metal scaffold on the underside of the bleachers and making your way through fields of dust, discarded bags of chips, and a couple of loose Pokeballs, you find May's coin. Hey, free Pokeballs! Sweet! There's only one problem. May, you're not gonna believe this. It was on its side. Looked like it had bounced off the ground and ended up leaning against one of the bars down there.
Was it leaning in one direction over another?
No luck. It was completely vertical.
Well, that's scientifically speaking very unlikely.
Yeah, no, I'm baffled too. I promise I didn't figure out how to lie just to tell you this coin landed on its side, though.
I believe you, but dang it!
You could reflip.
No. Reflips aren't allowed, remember?
Make a decision. Well, damn, I don't know. Maybe you could tell me what the problem is.
I guess?
You sit down on a bleacher and lean back, waiting for May to be comfortable enough to tell you what's biting her.
Okay. I've been thinking about coordinating a lot recently.
Yeah, from what I've heard, Alicia hasn't really given you a chance to not think about it.
And I'm starting to realize that I'm just not that into it.
Okay, was not expecting that.
I know, I was surprised too.
But you're on the coordinator track, aren't you?
Yes, I joined because...
Because of Brendan. Right?
Yeah, I know that wasn't the most responsible choice, but I wanted to spend more time with him, and I knew I'd find it fun. And I know I can succeed as a coordinator. I'm even more sure of it now that Alicia's teaching me. I'm keeping up even with Brandon and Dawn. I even find it fun.
But you're not passionate about it, huh?
I guess not. It's fun. I get to spend time with Brandon and Alicia, who's probably Hoen's most famous person. But when I see Brandon get that fire in his eyes, and he talks about how he's going to make the world respect contests, I never felt that way about contests, or anything really. I think I'm just too happy following the tracks, doing what I've always done, and if there aren't any tracks, I flip a coin to make some for myself. Brendan has dreams, but I think I only really have fantasies. Like, he wants to get better, he wants to achieve things, you know? I can't really think of anything like that for myself. Something I'm really passionate about. Well, I guess I felt that way about cooking. But we all know how it turned out when I got too intense about my cooking.
It's alright to be passionate about it, May. Come on. You and Brendan aren't going to let something like that hang over you forever, right?
Of course not. We've been dating for 7 years. That wasn't even the biggest thing that ever happened between us. You're curious, aren't you?
Curious, but possessed of the minimal amount of self-control required not to ask. Or to not ask.
Well, let me just say that when we first met, I had a very different sense of style. We argued for ages over what was proper or decent for a lady to wear in public.
Yeah, okay.
Come to think of it, running around in leaves and moss every day was probably an early sign that Actually, never mind. I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Steady on, old boy. Move your thoughts elsewhere. Well, that aside, I think I've got an idea. With how you've been cooking for me, it's pretty clear that you're passionate about your cooking and you want to be a better chef. Not just for Brendan, just because it's something you're proud of, right?
I guess.
Well, as fun as it's been being your taster, we're quickly running into the problem that I'm only one guy with one palate. And it's not a particularly refined one either. Let me tell you, I could eat stuff and like it, I guess. Sorry, I can't think of anything funny to say.
So you're probably thinking that I should get some other people involved?
Even better. I'm I might just know someone who's already involved, in a general sense.
Yeah?
Sure. Follow me!
Aloha, Hiccup.
Alola.
Oh, okay. Alola, Hiccup. It's so good to see you. Wrong voice. You came back. I'm actually dropping in. My friend Hiccup brought me here. This is fantastic. I'm so glad you changed your mind.
I guess you already know each other then.
Yup. When the head chef founded the club, he said we needed more members. I kept asking for other people in Kobokon interested in cooking, and May's name kept coming up. I knew you'd be a perfect fit for the club.
Well, hold on. May hasn't agreed to join. I just wanted to bring her here to see what a club meeting looks like. To see if it's something she might be interested in joining.
Oh, well, that's okay. Sure, I can cook up a session of the cooking club tonight right now. I was just making a paella right now. But we could turn that into a group activity.
Sure.
Oh, no, it's in the oven right now. Well, maybe we could.
I was hoping May and Mallow would get along, given their shared interest in cooking, but Mallow might be too awkward to pull it off.
How about a sofrito? Oh, to put on top of the paella? Sure. The spiciest of sauce works well with the savory paella, right? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I've never made one before, though, but I think I'll get the theory.
The game theory.
Do you have any tomato berries? Do I? Of course. Oh, now, this is a bit controversial, but I think if we grind a few poke beans up and put them in the sauce, it'll thicken up the texture, which my tutu swears by. Oh, that's actually what I was thinking too. I was thinking of using flour, but if you say poke beans work, then we should try that. Don't you find it annoying when the sauce sinks into the paella too fast, making it soggy? You can't just keep it as leftovers like that. Exactly. So if we thicken up the sauce, then we can... Yeah. And let's put some baguettes on the side while I'll preheat the other oven too. And then we...
You're finding a rhythm. My work here is done. You turn to leave the cooking club when you suddenly feel two firm hands placed on your shoulders. Huh?
Hold on a minute, kitchen boy. Where do you think you're going?
Somewhere else?
Not so fast. You know how busy I am with the coordinator club, right?
Excessively, yeah.
If you're going to get me wrapped up in something I really don't have time for, you need to take responsibility and help.
I am not able to find an argument against this, unfortunately.
We won't keep you for long. Sofrito barely takes any time. And it'll go even faster if you're helping with the dishes.
Dish duty? You know I can cook too. I'm not even bad at it, even.
Oh, I know. I tasted Dawn's cake, remember?
You did that on purpose. And by you, I mean Freud. They definitely wrote that to sound wrong.
Oh my gosh. It took me a minute.
No, see? See? Should you tell Brendan?
What kind of person did you bring into my cooking club, Hiccup? Wait, hold on. You got it wrong. I'm not a pervert. I have a boyfriend. I've never tasted another woman's cake. I feel so gross reading this. Okay, actually, I might be a pervert, but I did look at Serena's. But I do have a boyfriend. My gosh.
You quickly throw on an apron, avoiding the awkwardness that is May. and move to the sink as May flounders about, cooking up a pile of excuses that, without accounting for taste, seem pretty rotten. You okay over there?
I will be.
Oh.
Oh, really? So that's why my cutie fly seems so low energy. A lot of bug and grass types from Alola need to be around Alolan flowers every once in a while. It's not just people who get homesick. I think it should be possible to grow those Alolan flowers in the greenhouse. My dad's work on Pokémon environments might come in handy in here. I still can't believe your dad is the Professor Birch. If I had known that, I never would have let you go. He's pretty humble about it. I know he seriously considered going to Alola at one point, though. I know the Ether Foundation is one of the best places to study Pokémon habitats. I guess it's for the best he didn't, though. If he had, I might never have met Brandon. I might not even have gone to Kobacon.
Hey, I'm done with the dishes, and it looks like your sofrito should be done in a couple minutes. Mind if I step out?
Not a bit. Thanks for helping out. Will you join us again?
You're an us now? This worked better than I thought. Sure, I'll drop by whenever I have the time.
Time? Oh no, I forgot. I was supposed to be at a coordinator club meeting right now.
Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. Maybe the head chef of the club could write you an excused absent note?
I'm not sure he has the authority to do that, but I could ask. I should probably just tell Alicia what happened. Time to face the music and the dancing.
And the overly complex costumes, I'm sure. Good luck! Well, she seems nice, right?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you!
Gee, wraps you in a tight hug, and it is only through careful application of Shockjaw and a promise to come back and attend future club meetings that you were able to free yourself from Mallow. Your thoughts linger on May, and you hope that she doesn't get in too much trouble with Alicia, and that Brendan is understanding as you've always known him to be. Your heart shifts as you feel your relationship with May evolve from taster to kitchen boy. May is now a contributing member of the cooking club. As a result, the cooking club selection has increased and its prices have decreased. Cool. Alrighty tighty then. I think that is a good place to end for now. Gone a bit over, but yeah, I'm still liking what I'm seeing. Some of the new assets feel a little wonky, but I'm sure that's something that through time and effort will change at some point. Not the biggest loss if they don't. But I'm excited to see what happens next. Yeah. What do you think?
It's been really fun seeing how everything looks and how the mechanics are playing out.
Mm-hmm.
And I like helping you voice all the characters.
Well, I'm glad you are. Makes it a little more interesting.
I agree.
All right. Well, as we said before, the I'm going to check in to see if that bug about May having a Lavresta when I'm pretty sure she shouldn't, unless Berg gave it to her. I'm pretty sure she shouldn't have one, and Bugsy was supposed to say something to me about that. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. Links to the Discord server where you can download the most recent version of Pokemon Academy Life Forever can be found for both Windows and PC, Windows and laptop, or laptop and PC, specifically Windows and Linux and all that good stuff. You'll find it if you go there, as well as my Patreon is in the description to help facilitate the continuation of this channel. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to my patrons who do support us, me. I'll talk with you all later. And that, as they say, is that.